Hey there, let's talk about a fundamental rule of life, one that's working away in the background of pretty much everything we do. It's this hidden, unspoken relationship between what we get and what we have to give up to get it. This right here, this simple but really powerful idea, is the foundation for everything we're going to unpack today. It's not meant to be pessimistic or anything. It's just the basic physics of reality, kind of like gravity. So let's just ask that question directly to ourselves. In this constant chase for more success, more stuff, more love, what has been the price of admission? What have we paid with maybe without even noticing? Okay, let's really dive into this. First up, let's look at the really obvious trade-offs. The ones that life makes pretty clear to us, even if we don't always stop and read the fine print. Just think about it for a second. When you gain a partner, this incredible shared life, you naturally trade in the absolute, unquestioned freedom of being single. It's a straight-up exchange. Or how about this one? You gain children. And with that comes this amazing, profound love, a legacy. But the cost? Well, it's paid for with time that before was 100% yours. The whole balance sheet of your life just shifts forever. Are you chasing that promotion? That bigger salary? Well, the gain in status and money often comes directly at the expense of your time, your energy, sometimes your health, and almost always your privacy. And for those who actually achieve fame, the price is often that simple, beautiful thing we all take for granted: anonymity. Just the ability to walk around and exist without being watched. See, none of these are good or bad, they're just the deals we make along the way. Okay, but this is where it gets a lot more subtle. Because beyond these obvious transactions, there are these other costs that are way harder to see, the kind that don't show up on any receipt. I mean, think about our world. We have gained unbelievable speed. We can talk to anyone, go anywhere, get answers in a split second. But what has that speed cost us? Maybe the patience it takes to think deeply about something. Or take information. We've literally gained access to an infinite ocean of facts and data. But has this constant fire hose of information come at the expense of real wisdom? The ability to actually understand what matters in all that noise? And convenience. We gain so much with one-click ordering and instant streaming. But in the process, our ability to just be patient, to wait for things, that muscle can start to weaken without us even realizing it's happening. And this really points to the hidden danger, doesn't it? In our rush to grab and consume and experience everything, we might just be losing the quiet, simple ability to actually be present in our own lives. So if all these trade-offs are just a natural part of being alive, then where does all the stress and the suffering come from? Well, the source material argues it's not the loss itself, it's how much we fight against it. And right here, this is the absolute key to the whole thing. The suffering isn't the cost, it's the friction, the grinding we create inside ourselves by believing we should get everything for free. It's our refusal to accept the basic rules of the game. This is where we tie ourselves in knots, isn't it? We want the gain of a deep, loving connection, but we refuse to pay the price with our own selfish habits. We say we want a calm mind, but we don't want to let go of the very thoughts that stir it up. We're trying to have it both ways, and that is a perfect recipe for frustration. So what do? Well, this is where some ancient wisdom, like the framework of the Four Noble Truths, can offer this incredibly powerful shift in how we see things. It's not about avoiding loss, but about understanding its role in finding a much deeper kind of freedom. Now, don't think of this as some kind of rigid dogma. It's better to see it as a really profound analysis of our reality. It basically suggests that our deepest suffering comes from the gain of this fixed, separate idea of me, an ego, and the endless wanting that comes with it. And this is the core flip, the big shift in perspective. The world is constantly screaming at us that happiness is about accumulating more. But this wisdom view turns that completely on its head. It says, no. True freedom isn't about adding. It's about subtracting. It's about losing the things that are weighing you down. So the path forward isn't about learning new hacks to get more stuff. It's really a process of intelligent subtraction. It's about letting go of the distorted ways we see the world, calming the thoughts that burn us out, and stopping the little things we do and say that just keep us stuck. It's all about becoming lighter. So that brings us to the final, really profound conclusion of this whole way of thinking. What happens at the end of this road?
What's the ultimate destination when you stop chasing gain and you start embracing intelligent loss?
The ultimate gain, the big prize, it isn't something you win. It's just putting down the heavy bags you've been carrying this whole time, maybe without even realizing you were holding them. It's a release, not an achievement. And this is the final, beautiful paradox. What do you lose in the end? You lose the frantic, exhausting need to chase happiness. And what's left? What do you gain? You gain the freedom to just live, without the crushing burden of constantly needing life to be something else. And that's really the final thought to leave you with. Maybe the greatest measure of a successful life isn't what we've managed to accumulate, but what we've learned to set down. So the question is, what are you carrying today that you no longer need?